Hello, everyone. As we have gone through the earlier and introductory episodes of our show, Ichi-go Ichi-e is a Japanese four-character idiom which stands for one time, one meeting, representing the cultural concept of treasuring moments that are unrepeatable. Because upon pondering, we figure out that's how our life is. Compilation of moments that do not happen more than once, regardless of their impact. So, welcome everyone to the ones who have been watching our show from the very beginning, and also the ones who are catching us today for the first time, to the seventh episode of season one of our live series Ichi-go Ichi-e, a show where we discuss and present insights about growth, self improvement, skill development, and awareness. And this show is brought to you by Team Bertho and the Youth Exchange South to South, aka Yes Girls Movement. I'm your host, as always, Fahmina Foyesh Shemonti. The topic of today's discussion is sustainable tourism development in the aspects of innovation decisions. Our guest for the show is Maiya Suyunchaliyeva from Kazakhstan. She's a social entrepreneur and the founder and leader of youth social project Challenge and Tourism and Smart Cities. So, without further ado, let's welcome our guest. Hello, Maya.
Hello, hello, Fahmina. Thank you so much for such
Uh,
introduction and invitation.
Okay. You're very welcome. We're really happy and excited to have you here. So, I'm just going to handle the reins of the session to you now, and you conduct it the way you please. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So, let's start then.
Okay. Let me introduce myself. My name is Maiya Suyunchaliyeva. I'm from Kazakhstan. Also, I'm just doing social work in realizing my social project, as Fahmina mentioned. And also, I'm a PhD student and One Young World Ambassador and a member of different international organizations which are realizing SDGs. Um, I think that it's a big global impact that all of us are just find out our own way and our own mission in this life. And so 4 years ago, I've just find out myself, who am I? And I think that I am on my real way, and it's my mission of this life. Thanks a lot again for the invitation and um, getting me a chance and opportunity to take a part in this conversation. Um, so after a little bit introduction, I can share with my own thoughts with I've just tried to realize the project tourism and smart cities, why we're just talking about sustainable tourism, because it's very important nowadays as we see that sustainable tourism plays the main role in the whole communities, in the different governments, organizations, and of course, we see that how COVID-19, how pandemic changed our life, and of course, stop this direction as sustainable tourism in different countries. But first of all, we should pay attention on the positive facts of this. The first fact is that we are just digitalizing and we are just in social media, and it will give really positive effect how to develop different spheres of our life, and of course the borders are not the restrictions nowadays, and we can see each other from different continents, from different place, and share with our thoughts, with our knowledge, skills, and also tourism sphere is not exception. So we can make it digitalized. We can make some kind of mobile apps, websites, how to share our um, interesting places, our nature with other people, with different tourists all over the world. And so I just want to show how it's about recognition. What is it? The main points of sustainable tourism. Nowadays, it's about sovereignty, economical integrity, and of course, it's about revenue. Um, First of all, we should think about what is it socially strong, how to become it. Tourism also enhances country sovereignty, gives recognition, and also the next point when we're just talking about economical integrity, it's about the more tourists will spend on the travel, more they will spend. And the third one is about revenue increase. The more facilities host country provides, the more tourist spends with taxes, and it gives boost to revenue. And of course, we shouldn't forget about the forms of sustainable tourism when we are talking about inbound and outbound tourists. Um, of course, we see that a lot of um, foreigners from not just from undeveloped countries and countries with not so good reputation like Afghanistan, we see this situation that how a lot of Afghanistan people are just traveling around the world. They just find out the new homes, and a lot of um, countries just helping them. United Nations also provide this aspect and how we can collaborate and help each other. And we see this factor that uh, some kind of people from uh, this category of countries coming into, for example, in our country, in Kazakhstan, in Russia Federation, and in Uzbekistan, and also they're just trying to find the best place for life. And of course, other countries which are not undeveloped, they're just developing, they're just going on the top of their sovereignty, of their um, peace. And um, we see that a lot of people not just satisfied about their life because of the jobs, but because of their own interests. And of course, they are trying to find the new places in developed countries, in Europe, in America. And we can stop this. But first of all, we should ask ourselves why are just trying to find the new places. Mm, because first of all, the government should pay attention on the infrastructure, on the job places, on their salaries, to give more opportunities to people. And so in this way, people will not leave this country, for example. And according for the next steps, when we are talking about new perspectives, about positive effects, the first is about social media and about websites that should be created, and also um, tourist opportunities for the youth. Um, in every conferences, we are just talking about how the tourism sphere will be more achieved by young people and how they will create this. The best solution is that everything is possible, and you should find out the new opportunities that are everywhere. And students can, or young people can make the collaboration in communities which are just promoting the tourism sector or just supporting climate change and ecology. And of course, they should make these kind of mini groups. And for example, in my city, we just have a ecology direction um, about how about recycle products and how to mm, make these kinds of little bit trips in mountains and clean our nature in this way. I think this kind of activities will be promoted and by the government sector, and of course will be supported by it. And a lot of young people, a lot of pupils, students will be involved in this process. And also the next, why we're just talking about rural communities, how it plays the main role in sustainable tourism factor and innovations. Of course, these communities will be just realized by the factors. Factors has the specific points. The first one is about protected natural areas. The second one is about sustainable development, financing, government partnership, and planning. These five points will be realized, and of course, will just be realized in the role of the such big communities. And what is it? And I think a lot of people will just ask, what is it, the community, and how it will play? Um, of course, community is like a group of people who are just have the specific interests and the one goal, how to realize and how to achieve it and make this point better. And of course, rural communities play an important role in tourism development. They are regarded as legitimate and moral stakeholders, and also in tourism development. Local communities has to be involved in policy and decision making, so that it will be enhance the trust and confidence of the local people on the tourism industry. Um, Also, the main factors of the rural community is about the educational exchange, ambassadorship, technological development, and photography shoot. Um, the first and the third point, why we're just talking about the sustainable tourism, it's about smart cities. Of course, a lot of people just ask, tourism is like a physical sport, or it's about our health and about how to see the beautiful places, um, museums, theaters, or etc. It's not about this. Of course, tourism and smart cities is the same factors, because when we are just traveling around the world, we are just pay attention on the infrastructure, on the conditions, how we can live there in this place. And of course, the smart city is just implemented that it will be the specific conditions and the situations where people can have the access to everything, and there will be any issues or troubles with something. Um, and smart city is like defined as an innovative tourism destination that guarantees sustainable development, that facilitates and enhances visitors' interaction. And also, it's about how to improve the quality of life. It's not about the big buildings or something incredible or such, how to say, maybe digitalized platform. It's not about this, but first of all, the government should pay attention how to make the first stage for people to realize their interests, to um, give them the first points what are needed in their life. And the pillars of this, it's about, when we're just talking about comprehensive development, institutional, economic infrastructure, social and physical factors. So in the end of this conversation, I just want to say about the benefits of tourism, why we just talk about the innovation factor and how it will be implemented in the real life. The benefits when the introduction of tourists to sensitive areas can be detrimental and cause a loss of culture, or alternatively contribute to the preservation of culture and structure cultural sites through increased resources. So we should pay attention what kind of resources we have and how we can realize it on the first stage. The second, we should think about economic growth, how we can invite foreign tourists or our local tourists who will just grow up the economic sphere in the whole, about just when they're just visiting some kind of places in the country, and um, when they're just booking restaurants or hotels. Of course, this factor is very important and its real influence on the economic in the whole. And the third one, we should think about the providing of the jobs of workplaces, because tourism factor is getting more opportunities. A lot of people who are just living, for example, not only in Kazakhstan, in other countries, they're just welcoming and coming to our country, for example, and we can give them new opportunities, new workplaces. Of course, it will just grow up the brand of the country in the international arena. So we shouldn't forget about this factor. And um, in the whole, I can conclude that first of all, you should pay attention on the sovereignty, about infrastructure, goodwill of country, and of course, the fourth, it's about social development. Um, And in the end, I can say about our project, which is just realizing step by step. And we are just planning to make the whole platform in our country, which will help a lot of people, local people, of course, foreigners who will come to Kazakhstan and who just want to book some kind of place or to visit. um, Different interesting places, because all of us, a lot of citizens of Kazakhstan, uh, don't know about some interesting places. But of course, the nature is very beautiful and incredible, and we just really want to share it with our local and foreign tourists. So in this way, we're just trying to make this website and mobile app, which will, of course, will be helpful instrument tool to all of us. And I think that first of all, every country should uh, pay attention on the brand of the country, or it will be associated with some person or with some historical place. And of course, a lot of people around the world will pay attention on this, and of course they will never forget and ask, where are you from? Because they will know what is it the country, and it was really grateful dream to visit it. And in the end, I can say that um, we see that it's not a good situation nowadays. A lot of people just going outside, but who are just staying there is the people who are just real citizens and who just really want to realize their country, who just really want to promote it on the international arena and to make some kind of infrastructure or um, conditions for people for the life better. So hope that this topic was very interesting to all of you, and if you will have any questions, you can ask. Thank you so much again.
Thank you very much, Maya. That was a very informative session you just conducted. So, before we jump into the question answer session, I want to ask something in a little personal side. It's not quite personal, it's very topic related. So, you know that when tourists they visit some place, it could be in their country, it could be in some other country, and they seek these experiences that to speak to them, that is in tune to them. Some people they look for the scenic beauty, the landscape. Some people they just want to look for into the cityscape and want to connect with people. I want to ask you, as a tourist, in which scene do you connect the most?
The first, I pay attention on the tourist sector. For example, I just visited not so a lot of countries, but it's my dream to visit it all over the world. In some developed countries, I saw, for example, in airport section, it's like a tourist info sector where everyone can ask and just find out the information, where are they, how to go to this place or to another. So it's very helpful, and it shows that how it will be, how to promote the tourism sector for the first steps. My decision is to, for example, is on developed and developing countries, to put the specific volunteering center where, for example, young people can help foreigners who are just coming to the country, to help them to be orientated to the in the city, how to get on this place, how to find out this hotel or another one. So I think it's about this. It's about communications and
No, no, what I wanted to ask was, when you visit a country as a tourist, which
mhm.
scene do you connect the most? I meant the landscape or the scenic beauty, or the cityscape where you can connect with people. So you just mentioned that you are very interested in the tourism sectors where you can find
Yeah.
volunteers and you can communicate with them, and how they actually manage the sectors, and volunteer and give their time and energy and enthusiasm into that sector. So which actually says that you are actually a very people oriented person, I guess. I mean, you want to connect with people, and
Uh,
you want to
yes.
make the best out of them. You want to get the best out of them. Am I guessing it correct?
Yeah, of course. I think, for example, for example, as I'm a tourist, I'm first pay attention on the people, how they just communicate, what's the culture, what's the mentality of the people. I think that it's better to see the real life, not in the centers. You can see it in the rural area, or you can see it in the bazaar. In this sphere, you can see the people how they communicate. What's the dishes, what's the products of this country, what's the culture, and it's really amazing. And I see and I notice that a lot of foreigners who are just coming, for example, in Kazakhstan, they are just trying to the national dish. They just want to see the culture, how people are communicate by each other, and how they spend their free time. So like this.
Yeah, that is very fascinating. How people actually communicate in their country. That tells us a lot about that country, or the country is actually made by people and it's for the people. So when we connect with people, that is actually a great insight for the country that we can carry on to as a tourist. So to the viewers, thank you very much for your beautiful answer. It was very insightful, and it was a beautiful answer that you just gave me. And now we're just going to jump on to the question answer section. So the viewers who want to ask you want to ask the questions, please write down the questions in the comment section of the video. And the first question for today is from Mubashira Ishika. She asked you, Maya, what do you suggest for young people who are interested in tourism? How can they start their journey? Ishika referred to tourism, so I'm guessing she's asking for either volunteer or as a tourist. So you can give the answer both way, I guess.
Yeah, okay, I agree. It's an interesting question because for the first steps, when I just realized my social project, I really didn't understand how it will be and from what to start to be a real communicator in tourism sector. The first, I think that I just started from my own experience with webinars. I just make it online and how to organize online tourism week, where I can invite a lot of different people, experts in tourism sector. And if you just really want to become, for example, social entrepreneur and you want to realize your project in tourism sector, it's very interesting. You can organize some kind of lectures, interesting topic in education, in medicine, in IT, where you are, for example, experts in what sphere. And tourism, it's like another one factor. You can't concentrate only on this. You can find out the new topic. But tourism in this sphere will be implemented like you are just communicate with different countries, with different people, and of course there will be like a knowledge exchange between countries. So I think in this way you can make it possible.
That was very beautiful and very informative. And I hope, Mubashira, you got your answer. And we're now going to jump into the next question. Mushtul Alam Bhuiya, he just asked, how can you help make the world a better place? That's
Oh, it's very interesting. Again, thanks a lot for this question. I just how to make. First, I just really started my story. Mm, I didn't write it like a fairy tale or something that I just saw in the movie or something else. It's my real story, how I just become um, a social entrepreneur or activist. And I saw that a lot of feedback from different people around the world. I just wrote this my story here, and I'm really happy this book. We have a dream. This book is just published by One Young World World Book Organization. They really support me every time, and I'm so happy. They just published here on one page my story, how I became to this social activist. I'm just making master classes, trainings to young people. I just started from this. I'm just watching a lot of conferences, visiting seminars. I've got, for example, diploma, bachelor degree in economics here, master degree in um, Czech Republic, and also have an internship in Finland. Now I'm just doing my PhD in tourism sector, and I really want to share what I just know with other people, and I want that they will grow up their awareness, don't stop their education on this, just getting the diploma and graduate the university. It's not about this. It's like a lifelong learning when you are just learn and study every time after graduating also. And after this, I'm just doing these master classes, trainings, and I got the feedback from this. I publish a lot of articles which are very helpful to young people, and I think that this little bit piece of my kindness, of my what I'm just doing for this world, is really helping to make this world better. I'm just doing it from in my own force. How can I make it?
Yeah. The way you said, if we start from our own way, that way, the way we want to see the world and the way we want to make it better through connections, through empathy, the world becomes a communal, better place eventually. Because it's us and it's them, and we are together connected. So thank you for the beautiful answer, and you shared your story. And I want to ask you, how are in Bangladesh, how are we supposed to get the book? Is it getting shipped in Bangladesh now? Are we supposed to like
Uh,
a pre-order or something? Just guide us, would you please?
this book is published and you can find it from all over the world, and it's just you can find out it's on Amazon. It's an
Oh,
open access, but you should, I think, pay for this if you want to get the online version. I have only 5 copies of this book. Maybe there will be some good luckers, luckers who will get this book. I can send them.
okay. So the ones who want to get the book, that which has the story of Maya, you can contact Maya through her Instagram account, hopefully, and then I you can order the book and get it for yourself. That's amazing, and thank you very much. And now we're gonna jump on to the third question. It's for Dr. Anna. She asked that is a traveler and tourist they're same, and if I travel within my own country, will it be tourism? That's a
Mm,
this,
Of course, if you just travel in your country, you will be like a local tourism. Um, eh, you are not tourist if you are just sitting only in one place, in one country, in one city. But if you are just traveling in your country, in other city in your country, of course you are local tourist. The difference about traveler and tourists, I think traveler it's like mm, we just use these words in the social aspects. when in our between our colleagues or friends, you are like a traveler who are just want to visit a lot of places, but tourists is we are just use this in the research topics, in their um, some information we're just talking about in the conferences in this way. But I have the it's a little bit the same.
Thank you very much. I hope, for Florida, you got your answer from Maya. And the next question would be from Kanich Fatima Promi. Kanich asked that, do you believe the characteristics of being an entrepreneur is something people inherit or it's gained through practicing? If it requires practice, what are the key points for that? That is a very interesting question, and I think you have a lot of points to share among us about this.
Yeah, sure. Coding for how to become an entrepreneur and how to get some kind of key factors of this. Entrepreneur is like a change maker who just took their responsibility for his actions, for his projects, and of course he just working by himself or herself. He just have has his own company or something um, independent like independent organizations, not working on the government sector. And it's a really risky profession when you are just not to stop. And for example, if you will stop and lose your way in this point, um, you will get a lot of debt or how to get money, or you should concentrate on this. But of course, you should pay attention what's the difference between entrepreneur and social entrepreneur, because there are two different people. Um, Social entrepreneur just pay attention on their social factor about the people who are just not in the good uh, positions, or like mm, people with disabilities, or people without homes. um, Social entrepreneur just realized this social issue in the country, and after that they just pay attention on themselves, on their business, how to get the profit from this. So it's the big difference between these 2 points. And mm, to become social entrepreneur, it's really it's like a mission of your life. If you really want to be helpful to this world, to realize it, it's your way. And of course, you if you just choose it, you can't stop. If you will stop, you can lose everything. And the pay, if it repeats practice, what are the key points for that? And it's like what are the key points to become a social entrepreneur? It's like to find out the social issue, what sector um, you just want to be helpful. The second, what are your positive and what are your strong sides of yourself? For example, you just spent a lot of time at university, you just be you grow up your hard skills in IT sector. Of course, you will be an IT specialist, and you can realize this from social projects. Like there are a lot of social issues in rural area in IT sector, and you can be helpful in this sector. So it's like a sample how to realize it. And so I think that if you can see the issue, and after that you can use your strong sides, you all together you can realize it.
That were some great points that you shared, and especially the fact when you distinguished between entrepreneur and social entrepreneur, that was very insightful too. Thank you very much. And now we're gonna take two more questions now, and this is our second last question, which is from Tazria Nidrita. How can we attain tourists in an eco-friendly way?
Um, it's the main problem nowadays. For example, I see it's in our country how we can make it eco-friendly, and how to we can make like a work all together to realize our social issue. First of all, I think that we should start with small communities. After that, we should, first of all, we should grow awareness among people that it's really a big opportunity to work all together, not separately. Because there are, for example, a lot of different communities who are just doing some work, and it's not show how it really works. And only all together we can be eco-friendly, and we can make some positive effects in the tourism sector. We should pay attention on the developed countries. For example, in USA, they are just working. I saw how international students, young people from, for example, Europe, USA, they're just, why they are in the developed countries. They are working all together. They are just helping each other, and they are using their projects in the practical sphere. So they're making some um, projects in ecosphere and ecotourism, like promoting, and uh, they're just brainstorming, making ideas how it will be, and after that they're just doing it on the practice. So it's really work.
Thank you. I hope that Tazrian, you got your answer, which Maya just produced. And our last question for today is, oh no, it's not a question. It's actually a comment from Ahmed Sajid, and he said one lesson that we could get from the people of Kazakhstan. Okay, so we're gonna jump off our to our last question now. What are our last question for today? Let's see. Okay, is that a question? I don't know. Like, I'm not really an. Is there anything that you want to say, from your country's perspective, or your from your country's a citizen point of view that you want to share with the world? Is there anything that that the people of Kazakhstan they represent or they want to promote from their country, from their spirit to other world, to other countries in the world?
Of course, we see that in the whole arena, or in the international area, we see that how the pandemic just influence on our lives, and of course, it shows that altogether we can make, and we can uh, realize everything, find out the vaccine. Altogether, we can open the borders, and just become and start a new future. And it's a great lesson to all of us that we shouldn't pay attention on the wars, on some conflicts about the territory, about the resources or something else. Everything is in our hands, and we should pay attention on our health. That it's very mental health. It's very important nowadays. We should support each other, and of course, we are one. We are just big one world who are realizing and um, uh, SDGs, and who are just making this world better. And of course, we should don't forget about our future generation, what will happen after 10, 15, 20 years. We should stay positive at any time, and we should um, get the new generation, new knowledge, new skills. We should protect our environment, different sectors in our world. And it will be really helpful to all of us. And after that, we can see um, how we are just making this world better, because one person can't change the world, but all together, not only in Kazakhstan, in different countries, in from all over the world, we can make this better to our future generation.
Wow, that was quite a vision you just shared with us, and thank you for that. And now we have our last question for today, and that is can we take international tourists to see the natural points? Recently, a major part of tourists are attracted to deluxe places and modern buildings. Will it pose a threat to countries that mainly showcase their natural plethora?
Um, it's like
I
a
guess she's trying to
will
see.
it.
I I guess she's trying to say that the developed countries who have much developed infrastructures, they're attracting more tourists, and the countries that have their the bound on their tourist attraction on their natural sectors or their scenic landscapes. So, and she's asking, I think she's asking that if the more developed infrastructures are attracting more tourists than the countries that have the more tourist attraction towards their natural scenes or scenic landscapes.
Okay, I understood this question. I think that it's not depends on the what country is it, developed or undeveloped, but first of all, we should don't forget about marketing brands and marketing strategy, because we see, I know the history of Dubai. They are just um, grow up as a big city, as a big amazing country on the sands. There were nothing. There are not a lot of buildings like that. There were just was only sand and the ocean and the water. That's all. And we see how the people in this country just promote their country, how they just work all together, and how they just build some kind of tourism sector in this sphere. And I think every country has their strong sides, but people just pay attention on another one, and they just see only weak sides of this country. But if you just find out new opportunities, you can, for example, invite people from different countries to your country and show the culture. It will be amazing. It will be unique because every country has their unique history, and you can't find out in anywhere, only in this in one country.
Wow. Thank you. That was a very beautiful answer you just gave us. And this session was very informative, and I can see there are so many questions that are yet to be answered, but we have a limited period of time, and people are really interested, which is a great thing. And you invoked such social entrepreneuring spirit and the spirit and love for tourism on so many people, and thank you for that. And to the viewers who are watching us from the beginning, thank you very much for staying here. Is there anything that you wanted to add or wanted to say, Maya?
Okay, in the conclusion, I can add that thank you so much, dear um, uh, Fahmina, for such incredible conversation. I just really get positive emotions from this, and I was really happy to share with this knowledge and with this point of view how to promote this sector, and hope that there will be a lot of young leaders and they just get the positive emotions too, and the motivation how to become a social entrepreneur, how to realize their projects. And after that, I just really want to see the results of this such incredible conversation. And of course, um, I just want to share that don't stop in any time, and I just you're a motivator for yourself, and you can do everything.
That is thank you, that is very inspiring. And as for a conclusion, I want to draw something that you said over and over in your conversation, that it is very important that we go over and reach people wherever we can, because the stronger the global community is, the higher we can reach, the higher odds are there for us to reach our goals and the world to become a better place. So this is what we have to say, that we are people and people are all we have in the end. So let's just keep on communicating and keep on networking, positive networking obviously, and just try to build as and try to get as much as we can and learn as much as we can from the people that we see around us. And that is the conclusion that Maya wanted to say, and that's what I get, and that is something that we I think we can all resonate by. And yes, Girls Movement are one of our other contributors for Ichi-go Ichi-e. Just wanted to thank you. They said, Maya Suyunchaliyeva, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge or for being such an amazing guest.
Oh, thank you so much.
Maya, did we lose her? Maya, can you hear me?
Ah, yes, yes, I hear.
Okay. Okay. So Maya, you have been a part of Team Bertho's project, which is Ichi-go Ichi-e. I assume, have you encountered any other projects of Team Bertho, and what are your comments on the works and the prospect of Team Bertho altogether?
Other projects I'm just doing with my team members, coding notes about tourism. We're just promoting education sector. We are just trying to work with pupils who are just finishing uh, 99th or 11th classes at schools, and to give them information about grant programs, because there are not a lot of pupils who are just know about the grant programs, about a lot of opportunities, for example, from rural areas, and from our with our team members who are just trying to get these master classes trainings to these young people, and hope that they will get good opportunities, they will get big scores in their exam tests, and they will study after that. It's universities which they just really want to study. And so,
That are some great works you are doing, and of course you are one in the hell of an inspirational person towards the youth entrepreneurs or the youth social entrepreneurs. What I wanted to actually ask you was, uh, have you encountered any other projects of Team Bertho, the the organization that are uh, the an organization that are the parts and the projects of Ichi-go Ichi-e. Do you have anything to say about Team Bertho? I mean, our organization. That's actually what I wanted to ask in the first place.
okay, to our organization, I wish you the prosperity and wish you good luck to realizing all your projects. And of course,
Oh,
you are just doing a really big work to make this, for example, these interviews or other trainings. I saw your page on Instagram. It's really amazing, and you're just posting very
thank,
useful posts to a lot of people. And wish that you will grow up and you will just be not only popular in your country, in different countries around the world. And wish you good luck in realizing this and keep up your mission. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. That was very kind of you to say, and we hope that we can live by your expectation, and we pray the same for you as well. And just like our one of our viewers, Tasmir Ohi said, Maya inspired us so much. I hope we really can make this world a better place.
Oh, thank you so much. So appreciate.
Uh, Thank you very much for being here. It was a pleasant experience conversating with you, and the informations and insights that you shared. And I'm sure, as the comment section just saying, that they learned a lot from you and they got a lot of provoking and inspirational points from you as well. And the viewers who are watching us, thank you very much as well. And we will catch you soon in our next episode. So good luck and bye bye then. Bye, Maya.
Okay, bye.